Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Cooks by Carrie. If you're new here, I'm Carrie, and for today's Foodie Friday video, I'm sharing how to make this delicious and easy frittata. It is so good, you're going to want to make it right away. For today's recipe, you are going to need frozen tater tots. You should have, it's around maybe a half or a third of a bag, but just maybe have a full bag just to be safe. 9 eggs, approximately 3 ounces of cheese. I'm using a Mexican blend, but you can use cheddar. A half a teaspoon or more, depending on how spicy you like things, crushed red pepper flakes. A half a teaspoon dried cilantro, salt and pepper to taste, and 3 ounces of prosciutto. I'm using prosciutto from, I believe it's called Father Country Hams, based in Kentucky. But you can just use prosciutto di Parma. That's what you ask for. Or if you can find it at your grocery store. But any prosciutto will do. And that is all. To start things off, make sure you have positioned a rack at the top level of your oven and set the oven to broil. In the meantime, you want to set a pan, preferably cast iron, but this will work with just a regular stainless steel pan. You're going to set it to medium heat, and then you're going to go ahead and add the tater tots in until around 2/3 of the pan is covered. And as you just saw me do, you want to take an oven mitt and then just jostle the pan just a couple times to make sure everything gets kind of mixed around. Now, before I continue with this video, please subscribe, leave a thumbs up, comment down below what you'd like to see next, share this video with a friend, and hit that notification bell to get notified when I post new videos. We hit 100 subscribers in December, which was incredible. So now the new goal is 1,000. I know this is 10 times that goal, but it's a long-term goal, and hopefully we can get there. So everyone, if you could, please subscribe. Now, in a large bowl, if you haven't already, make sure to crack your eggs. And if you haven't, that's fine. I just had them laid out in here because for this video, I just did some prep work. And you want to take a whisk, or this, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it's a special whisk specifically for eggs to make them like fluffy and easy to mix. So I'm using that, but this is totally unnecessary. You can totally just use a regular whisk. You're going to whisk up all your eggs, and then I'm going to add in all the seasonings one at a time until everything is completely mixed through. This recipe is really so easy. It's so delicious. And I would say it's healthy-ish. Is it your most healthiest breakfast ever? No. But I mean, it's protein packed. You got the eggs, the meat, prosciutto, which, is it the best? No, but it's not the worst either. You got the cheese. It's like so much protein. So I think it's so good. In this clip here, you might have also seen my dad take over for the whisking because he said I was doing it wrong. But basically, the point of the whisking is to make sure that the everything's getting combined, but also you want them a little bit fluffy. I don't really know why you want the eggs a little fluffy, but maybe just give it some air. But this is my dad's recipe. He came up with it, and it is really good, and I highly, highly recommend it. It's also perfect for like if you have family in town or like you need to feed a lot of people in a short amount of time, because I mean, yeah, this recipe probably does take maybe 30-45 minutes, but you can feed a lot of people with it. So like the bigger you make it, it doesn't take that much more time. Alrighty, so now back over at the stove, you are going to shake the pan up again to mix it all around. Like really get in there, jostle it all around, and cook for another 5 minutes. You can see they're starting to get a little brown on some sides, but that's completely fine. It doesn't affect the taste at all. So now the tater tots have been cooking for about 10 minutes, and it is time to add in the prosciutto. So at the beginning, I was just kind of placing it individually, but then my dad was like, no, just shake it all out. So just get it in there and then just make sure that it's going to cook. So just kind of spread it around, make sure it's not all in one clump. And we're going to cook this for 5 minutes. You can jostle the pan if you like a little more. And yeah. At this point, I'm pretty sure I also turned the temperature down to a medium-low because I did not want the tater tots to burn, and medium-low was completely fine for the prosciutto to cook at. So here I am just showing you how you can kind of move it all around. At this point, you can add the spatula, and it is very steamy if you look at that, and the temperature is going down. But I was really excited to, be moving along with this, and this is just such a good breakfast. And frittata, I don't know. It kind of sounds like, ooh, why would I want to eat that? I don't know why, but it really is super good. So now it has been 5 minutes, and what you want to do is place in the butter. Oh my god, I can't believe I completely forgot to mention, but you do want some little cubes of butter. I'm gonna say this is about 2 or 3 tablespoons. I'm really not sure. Sorry, I forgot to mention that before. But you want to go ahead and add the little pockets of butter in. And this is not for like a mixture to kind of hold it all together. It's more for the flavor. So 2 to 3 tablespoons in little cubes. You're gonna add this right in, and at this point is when you smush everything down. So just take your spatula, smush it all down, and get into a flat, even layer. At this point, you also want to make sure that your meat is not in all one place. Again, you want to make sure it's nice and spread out. And also, after I flatten it, you can close any gaps by moving around the tater tots. Now it's time to add in the egg mixture. So here it is, and I'm just going to pour it all on top. And you can see the eggs are a little foamy. That's completely fine. And you'll see, like, it just covers it barely. But this is good. You don't want, like, a huge layer of eggs, just kind of to hold everything together and just like this. So 9 eggs was actually perfect. And this is a pretty large skillet. So yeah, you just want to let this in. You're going to put it I believe we had it on a low right now, or maybe medium low, something like that, and cook for 10 minutes. Yep, so this is just confirming that I had it on a low, and I actually moved it a little bit higher to a medium low because I wanted it to cook more. I was just a little bit afraid because I didn't want the tater tots to burn, but the egg kind of gets everywhere, so medium low is perfectly fine. And then this is what it looks like after the 10 minutes. So you can see there's a definite change. It's way more solid after the 10 minutes. Now it's time to add the cheese on top. So you're going to go ahead and you can place it in and take as much time as you want for this part. You can be, I guess, artistic. That's not really the right word, but you just want to get it all over in every single place. It's a layer of cheese on top, and it's so good. It gets so crispy, and just this dish is so good. I cannot rave about it enough. Now it's time to put it in the oven. So be careful and make sure that you can lift this properly because it's pretty heavy. Put it in the oven, and that's what broil looks like in case you were wondering. And I'm going to just put it in there for just about a minute or two. After 1 minute, start checking because it will burn. You have to be very careful. This is what it was looking like in the middle of the process. So it's all sizzling because it's right under direct fire, direct flames. And see how it's bubbling up? Those bubbles eventually actually go down, interestingly enough, but it is just very good, and like that sizzle, ooh, so good. And now it's time to pull it out of the oven. So after about a minute, maybe in a minute and a half, I could see it was starting to puff up, and I'm like, alrighty, this is done. I do not want it to burn. So I took it out, put it on the stove, and left it there for about maybe 15 to 20 minutes, just to let it set more, and it's gonna cook more in the pan. And it just looked so beautiful. Like, okay, maybe not beautiful is the right word. It's not the prettiest thing, but it just tastes so good. And here it is. So see how it kind of got a little smaller, and the bubbles have all disappeared. This is after, again, like the 15-20 minutes. I'm going ahead and cutting a slice. I would say that this feeds 6 very generous portions or 8 regular portions. So it just depends how hungry you are. And it is so good. Unless if you have like a family of 4 eating this, or maybe a little bigger, I don't think you'd have leftovers. It's so good. And you can see in the side, look at all the goodness. The tater tots, the prosciutto, the cheese on the top, the egg in between. It is just so delicious. Alrighty guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't already, please follow me on Instagram at Cooks by Carrie. Don't forget to subscribe and do all those other fun things. And I will see you next Friday for a new Foodie Friday video. Bye guys.